Are you for modern day marriage, or are you for just long-term relationship acting like you're married?
It's a good question.
Because you know she's going to watch this.
Totally. Shout out Nicole.
Nicole, don't come after me, Nicole.
It's a good question. I do believe in modern day marriage. I do believe committing to one individual and being faithful and pouring into them just as much as pouring into you, going through the ups and downs. I believe behind any great man, there is a great woman
100%.
supporting them. You know, you look at some of the most successful people on the planet, billionaires, probably even trillionaires, and, you know, a lot of them have formal marriages. I don't necessarily believe in the government being in your business and taking, you know, all these legal risks, but in terms of finding one woman and committing to her, I totally support that.
100%. I'm on the same page. I mean, and this is a no common law state. I researched that.
Yeah, it's important.
So, does she work in your industry?
No, she works at Tao Beach actually. So she's in the industry.
Oh, okay.
Makes great money at Tao Beach, Cabana, serving bottles, selling bottles, all that good stuff.
Yeah, those girls make money, man.
They crush it. It's almost like a summer sales program.
It is, but they make the money. But here's the thing I've noticed about the not her necessarily, because I believe, you know, if she's anything like you, or you've helped uplift her, I believe you guys have a successful relationship. But most of the gals there, they'll make all their money in the summer and spend it all in the winter. They don't reinvest it, right?
Yeah, and it's not just the girls. You know, one of the things, I grew up here, so a lot of my friends that went to high school, college, instead of, you know, maybe they got degrees, maybe they didn't, but you can go be a bartender and make $150K a year. You can go be a host and go promote and have awesome connections and go meet super successful people. So I think one of the reasons the educational system sucks in Las Vegas is because there's so much opportunity in the hospitality industry where you can go make a high six-figure income, have an awesome lifestyle without necessarily going to school. But to your point, I totally agree, you know, and that's something that we've talked about is most people, when they work in the industry, they make this money, they're partying all day, you know, they're around that. And what do? Their coworkers, after they get off in the day, they go out at night and they invest that money back into the club, back into the nightlife. And that's how it kind of consumes you. And then you wake up 5-10 years later, and that's why, you know, no shade, but you see, you know, cocktail waitresses at the Santa Fe or the Suncoast because they never developed a skill set
100%.
With all that money 100%. They made.
100%. And it's funny because, you know, John Orlando that runs the studio, his partner, right? Same situation. I think that's 5 years, 4 years. She works at Wet Republic.
Okay.
So you guys that's why I connect you guys. Now that I know, you guys got a lot in common. But
they probably know each other.
No, that's awesome. So do you have a lot of guys, do you see a lot of failed marriages right now? Do you see more failed marriages than successful ones? Have you ever noticed it? Because you know it's 51%. So out of 100% of marriages, 51% fail, right? And this is the Census Bureau data, okay? So, but what I've noticed lately is that if I ask somebody to give me 5 people they know, not your family, okay, outside your family, you know, that have made it 10 years in marriage. It's hard to do.
It's hard.
So do you see a lot of failed relationships with the guys you're working with and how it affects them in life and business?
Totally. Even, our CEO, our mentor, he just, LDS guy, married for 7-8 years happily. They just got a divorce a couple of years ago.
Mormons,
yeah.
Isn't that interesting?
Super interesting, which is, typically the more of the religious communities. I'm Jewish, I'm not Mormon, but the Mormon community, even the Jewish community, the marriages typically stick a little bit better because of the religion and probably pressure from the church and all that stuff. But yeah, man, I mean, forever is a really long time. And I think what happens, obviously 51%, there's a reason for that. You have a more likely chance not to work out than work out, statistically speaking. And I think it's probably a lot of different things. I'm sure finances has something to do with that. But I think as people grow, you could be on the same page 5, 6, 7 years ago, but life is a long time. And as people grow, you either grow together, you grow apart. And part of it is, I'm sure there's a lot of marriages out there that don't even want to be together, but they do because of certain pressures or certain things where they're probably better off divorced. So that number could be even higher if people actually got divorced when they wanted to.
So were you a high valued man as far as, when I say high valued man, I'm not just talking about money. Money doesn't make you a high valued individual. It makes you successful with money, right? There's more to life than just money.
Totally.
But money takes care of 95% of the problems, but then it creates new ones.
Sure.
So were you all around successful in business, life, money, everything was stability, house. Did you have all that when you met your girlfriend?
No, actually, and it's one of the reasons that I really value my relationship is we started dating 2 months after I joined the solar industry. So we actually met at my last previous job. I worked at Planet Hollywood selling cabanas on the Strip when I was like 21, 22 years old. So knowing that she's been with me through the whole journey, I think reinforces our relationship, because as you know, man, being a single guy and being successful, and especially in Vegas, having money and living that lifestyle, you attract a lot of girls, and a lot of times probably for the wrong reasons. And a lot of people, you don't really know, if you're super successful, you're out there making it happen, you're dating a girl, you want to think she's with you because of your personality, but you don't really know. So one of the things that I sleep pretty well at night with our relationship is she met me when I was dead broke. Therefore, she saw the journey, so I know that's not her intent.
Okay, so my question, would you be successful where you're at now without her? As successful as fast as you became this successful? Because, I call it, you don't want to be the hare, you want to be the tortoise. It's not a race, but you also want to be consistent. And the reason I ask this is because you were not even an average guy. You were below average.
Correct.
And she saw something in you. Now, if she works at the pool, she's probably attractive.
Yes.
That's a fair statement.
I like to think so.
Yeah, they don't hire ugly chicks. I'm going to tell you right now.
It's a savage process.
Wow, look at this chick. So you met her when you were how old?
21.
21 years old, okay? If she would have caused chaos and discernment in your relationship, you wouldn't be where you're at. Is that fair?
That's fair.
So do you feel you're successful now because you had a woman of strength behind you?
100%. When you first asked me that question in full transparency, when you asked, hey, do you think you'd be as successful? My initial response would have been yes. And I think that is just because I have so much desire and conviction, especially when I was so hungry to be successful. I was going to make it happen no matter what. Who was in my life, who supported me. But to your point, a girl can either be your demise or raise you to levels. And if I had someone else in my life that maybe wasn't as supportive or wasn't as understanding or didn't feed my soul when things get hard and those challenges arise, it probably would have took a lot longer to get to the level I'm at.
Right on. Yeah. Now, so she's an asset, not a liability.
100%.
And that's why you're still together. Now, do you guys have like, so you didn't date anybody before her, or were you just like grinding?
Yeah, no, I had two girlfriends, and I dated, I had a girlfriend in high school, and then she's my second girlfriend ever, and hopefully the last. But yeah, no, I was having fun, right? Being in Vegas, I had a fake ID when I was 19 years old.
What?
So I was going to the clubs.
Well, that was back before they used the scanners then.
Yeah, it must have been.
Because they use those scanners now. I'm like, you're asking me for I'm old guy. What do you? Oh, we gotta check everybody's ID, and they put it in the scanner. It tells them how old you are.